Hello, everyone. Today's video will be about a topic that I've noticed more and more people are suffering from: emotional dependency. Before we start, if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe and also hit the notification bell so you'll always be notified when there's new content here. It's important to make a distinction about the type of attachment we're discussing. The emotional dependency I'm referring to is not a specific diagnosis or disorder. While some disorders may have characteristics like fear of abandonment or difficulty doing things alone, that's not what we'll be focusing on. I'm talking about the common concept of emotional dependency, related to how people connect in an unhealthy way. It's natural, to a certain extent, to get attached to people and situations and to form bonds. However, when we talk about emotional dependency, the term is used to describe a dysfunctional attachment. What I'm going to present here are 5 tips on how to start practicing detachment. The definition of attachment is a mental and emotional connection, often obsessive, to objects, people, activities, ideas, or feelings. It originates from the irrational belief that this bond will uniquely and permanently bring you pleasure, security, and self-realization. It's that idea that you can't see yourself without that thing, that person, or that situation in your life. Therefore, what defines attachment isn't so much the desire, but the inability to let go of it at the right time. People often confuse intense desire with emotional dependency, but they're not the same. The ability to let go is the crucial point. On the other hand, detachment is also frequently confused with indifference or coldness, but that's not it either. Detaching is about understanding that you can have a strong desire for something, but if you don't have it, you can still be okay. It's the saying, if I have it, that's great, I'll enjoy it. But if I don't, that's okay too. Detachment is tied to our ability to be well again without having that thing. Another important definition of detachment is understanding the transience of things. This is very much connected to a Stoic premise of having a sense of reality, the perception that things that are here might not be here forever. This isn't a cold or calculated approach that prevents you from feeling loss, but rather the awareness that it could happen and, more importantly, that there is life beyond it. To be perfectly clear, the mindset of emotional dependency would be, if I lose this or this person, my life no longer has any meaning. A mindset more aligned with emotional autonomy or detachment would be, if I have what I want, I'll enjoy it a lot. However, if it doesn't work out, it won't be the end of the world. Even if I suffer, I know my life will go on. Realize that emotional independence doesn't mean you won't suffer or feel losses. It's associated with emotional maturity, which allows you to go through suffering, hardship, and the grief of losing something in your life. You don't depend on it. I wanted to provide this introduction so we could be clear on the concept, avoiding the illusion of something not achievable and, in fact, understanding the possibility of developing emotional autonomy. Now, I'll talk about the 5 initial steps, 5 small practices you can start using if you feel you are emotionally dependent on someone or a situation. 1. Embrace solitude. If you are emotionally dependent, you're likely always seeking to be connected to the object of your dependency. The idea here is to take small steps to live as if you don't need the other person or situation. Imagine what your behavior would be like if that thing wasn't there for you to hold on to. Deliberately start putting yourself in situations where you do things or are by yourself. 2. Don't be resigned to rejection. Let go of people or situations where you feel you aren't welcome, even just mentally. You know when you're not invited to something and you keep dwelling on it, thinking, why? What happened? I can't believe it. This is a training in emotional autonomy. Honor your dignity and self-respect. From the realization that you aren't wanted in some environments, work on the idea that those who don't want you also don't deserve to be with you. 3. Practice abstinence. Abstinence from the person or situation you feel very attached to. The desperation of being away or distancing yourself is a necessary exercise and a very useful form of suffering. It's the antidote to your dependency because you need to strengthen yourself and gain autonomy. You'll gain autonomy by being apart, by distancing yourself, by giving yourself that space. 4. Create personal liberation lists. To reclaim your inner strength, make lists that work on strengthening your self-efficacy. List of imaginary inabilities. List all the things you think you are not capable of doing alone. Then, start trying, from the simplest to the most complex, to see if it really isn't something you could get closer to or develop. List of irrational dependencies. List things you could do but delegate to someone else, like paying a bill or calling to schedule an appointment. Start doing all of these things yourself, from the simplest to the most complex. List of seemingly unachievable dreams. List everything you would love to achieve one day in your life, but which, because of your imaginary inabilities, you consider impossible. This will open your mind to thinking about action plans and will provide you with direction and purpose. These 3 lists directly work on the pillar of your self-esteem, self-efficacy. Feeling more capable is the first step to gaining autonomy. 5. Diminish the power you give to your emotional needs. After going through the first 4 steps, it will be easier to develop this point. Ask yourself honestly if you truly need something or if you've just gotten used to having it. Is what's holding you back fear, insecurity, or comfort? All of this is to start building the view that you don't need it. These 4 steps have covered important elements to help you question beliefs and take action. They will begin to build a real sense of freedom. This is a very important topic. Emotional dependency is linked to a wide range of factors, from being in a relationship you can't end, to getting lost in a healthy relationship and losing your sense of self, or not being able to disconnect from someone after a breakup. It could be a dependency on your parents, or your profession, or any other aspect that prevents you from making decisions and moving forward with autonomy. I truly hope these small tips have helped you understand some of the tools you can use. Leave a like so I know, subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, and send this video to other people. I'll see you in the next video. And consider purchasing my ebook, Guide to Dismantling and Neutralizing Female Ploys in Love, a true life manual for the high-value modern man. The link is in the description or the QR code. Onward, warriors.